Okay, hello there, everybody.
Hello, good
Yeah,
morning.
good morning. So it's my birdie and Buddhashanti here. So it's day 65 of compassionate response to COVID-19. And so today, Buddhashanti is taking the session and he's going to introduce us to green Tara that he has a really strong connection with. We're going to do some meditation, some visualization meditation. And he's also going to do some readings and evoking Tara. So Tara is the green bodhisattva associated with compassion, compassion in action, really. So it's like she's stepping down into the world to help, and she steps down immediately. Whenever she's needed, whenever somebody calls her, she's there immediately. So this is what we're going to be. Buddha is going to be exploring Tara with us today. But before that, we'll do the usual bit of body work. So, it's always helpful to stimulate the body a little bit if we're going to listen to anything or be trying to meditate. So, if you want to stand up, I'll just move this over. Okay, so beginning by just drumming with your fingers on the top of your head. And opening your chest and being aware of the contact of your feet with the ground. Your physical experience, so how it feels for your clothing to be touching your skin. But Ashanti, could you mute a minute? Thanks.
Yes, yeah, I'll mute. Yeah.
So we're trying to inhabit our physical experience. Sometimes we just need to just go slower. So our body functions in a much slower way than our mind does. Our mind is quick and mercurial. Our body, sometimes it often just takes time for things to happen. So being patient, just drumming lightly with your fingers on the back of your neck. It's quite a nice sensation. So I've noticed a tendency myself to want to rush these sessions, these bodywork sessions. It must be telling me something. So rub your hands together. And just enjoying the feeling of warmth in your hands. Feeling of stimulation in your hands. With all sorts of bodywork like this, you just do it as long as it's having a positive effect. So it's about enjoyment, really, enjoyment of our bodies, our experience in the world, our physical experience in the world. I'm quite enjoying just the feeling of one lot of fingers being inside the other, just doing that. And then just put your warm hands on your face and just enjoy the feeling of your face being in contact with your hands. And take a few deeper breaths. How does it feel for your fingers to be touching your forehead? Can you be aware of the space between your fingers? The tips of your fingers? And just slowly rotating your hips. Okay, that'll do for today. Over to you, Buddhashanti. You're muted.
Right. Well, thank you, Mahabodhi. Thanks for inviting me again to take part in these morning meetings. So today I suggested that I would just introduce green Tara. Green Tara is a wisdom goddess, Bodhisattva figure from the Mahayana tradition, and she's very popular in the East, particularly in Tibet. She's one of the most approachable of the Bodhisattva figures. She's someone who you can if you're a Buddhist and you're into devotion, and you can call on Tara. You can sense the Tara's presence all the time, or whenever you want to meditate. So she's very popular in the East, particularly in Tibet. And my connection with her arose many years ago on a retreat at Padmaloka, a retreat centre in Norfolk, and I just felt a real connection. I was looking at something green. She's very much part of the natural world. You could see her as well as a wisdom goddess, as an earth goddess, even connected in some way, probably deep in the human side, to the green man in some ways. But she's extremely compassionate. She arises out of the presence of Amitabha and Avalokiteshvara, who are both, Amitabha is a wisdom Buddha, particularly connected with the West and deep red in colour. And green Tara emerges out of these. And I have a little image here, which maybe I could put so you could see this image. I've got one behind me on the shrine, but it's rather big and heavy. This is a small one. And she's stepping down in, that's not quite, no, that's white Tara. But anyway, green Tara steps down into the world. She's got 1 foot stepping down into the world. And her hand gestures are, there's the gesture of the right hand is offering the Dharma, and the left hand can be seen as a hand gesture similar to Amoghasiddhi, fearlessness. So Tara is someone who develops fearlessness. She's somebody who you can call on when you're feeling uneasy and anxious. You can chant her mantra. So she's there for everybody when you want reassurance and compassion and love. She's just there in the world. So very approachable. So what I'm going to do initially is to do a visualization of the physical form of green Tara. And then I'm going to read some devotional text from green Tara, one evoking green Tara as a goddess of the woodland, of maybe of the night time too, of moonlight. A very evocative text from the Tibetan tradition, and then another more devotional text where the devotee, the writer of the text, is seeing green Tara as like a mother figure, helping, reassuring, giving confidence. and then I'll chant the green Tara mantra, which I've had experience of sometimes being in situations when I felt quite uneasy, quite alone, and chanting the Tara mantra, and it kind of brings a sense of reassurance and the fears kind of drop away. I was once coming hill walking in Scotland, and I'd gone the wrong way and walked a lot further than I expected, and ended up walking back in the dark, in the moonlight, and seeing all kinds of reflections in pools in the path, and then starting to chant Tara's mantra, and then I felt really at ease and just enjoyed the beauty of the scene. So I've got connection with Green Tara in that way. So after chanting the mantra, I'm going to read something from Dante, an Italian poet, medieval poet, who there's a goddess figure in the last big section on paradise, Beatrix. And I'm just going to read a section there where it shows an attraction to a goddess figure in the Western tradition, very beautiful images of light. So I'm going to end with that, because Tara, even though she's a figure from the East, has lots of evocations for those of us in the West. You know, she's a universal, compassionate figure. So I hope that introduction helps. Yeah. So settle down into your meditation posture. Just settle down. I'm going to evoke Green Tara, reading a visualization, and just as a way of introduction, just try to respond to what I'm saying. Don't try to actually precisely imagine this visualization. Just let it evoke certain images, a certain response, a certain sense of beauty, and not try to follow it in detail. We just want to get a general but rich feeling for Green Tara. So we're just going to sit quietly for a few minutes, probably about 3 or 4 minutes, just so that you can quieten down into your body. And if you can, just imagine a blue sky, a clear blue sky. We've seen lots of blue skies over the past weeks, deep blue skies. So just bring a blue sky to mind. And we're going to evoke Tara in the context of that blue sky. So I won't say anything now for 2 or 3 minutes. Now just allowing yourself to relax into this sense of space and beauty deep blue sky. Not forcing anything, just relaxing into a sense of peace and space. So, evocation of Tara. She is sitting on a large blue lotus flower. The lotus flower has a moonlight mat, a circle evoking the cool, clear, white light of the moon. Her left leg in meditation position. Her right leg stepping off the lotus into the world. And that right leg is stepping onto a small, pale blue lotus covered with another moon mat. Her right hand stretches out in the mudra of giving the three jewels, the teaching of the Buddha. The left hand is in the mudra of fearlessness, giving confidence. And between the thumb and forefinger, green Tara holds a flower, showing that this confidence is gentle, supportive. The flowers are three, one in full bloom, one just opening, and one still a bud. Her body is glowing green. Her body is bright, young and beautiful, with slim waist and full rounded breasts, slender shoulders and elegant arms. Her face is smiling, with bright, wide blue eyes. She looks with love and compassion, looking at everyone with equal compassion. She wears beautiful silken garments, rainbow-coloured garments around her legs, and sash over her left shoulder. The colours glowing, rippling. She wears necklaces of jewels, golden anklets, golden bracelets around her wrists and upper arms. A triple necklace of gold and emerald, rich emerald green, turquoise, earrings, so she is at ease, beautiful. She's made of light. She's surrounded by a halo of soft red light. Around her body there is an aura of deep blue light. And outside this, rainbow light. So just gently imagining this figure in front of you, sending blessings to you. Above her head, on the beautiful red lotus, is the Buddha Amitabha. The Buddha sits in meditation posture. And Amitabha is deep red. Green Tara is an expression of the great compassion of Amitabha. So from Tara's heart, there arises the mantra. Or just chant the mantra a few times. Mantra sends out blessings to us. Om Tare Tutare Ture Svaha. 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 So the mantra conveys the blessings from green Tara to us. So we'll just sit for about 5 minutes in silence. And just if you can, just holding this sense of a presence of green Tara, a completely passionate, active presence, whose presence will only benefit you, only help you. So making sure that you're still relaxed, and that you're just gently holding the presence of green Tara in your mind and heart. So we sense the blessings coming from the heart of green Tara, the bija, the heart jewel. So we allow the image to fade. Tara is made of light, so her green body dissolves into the light of the bija, the green light. The halo red light dissolves into the heart jewel, and then the halo of blue light dissolves too. And this light enters our own heart. The mantra is going all the time. Om Tare Tutare Ture Svaha. Om Tare Tutare Ture Svaha. Om Tare Tutare Ture Svaha. And the blue sky is still in our mind. So now I'm just going to evoke another atmosphere for green Tara of the forest. Arya Kardiravani Tara. So we could imagine woodland, sun shining through bright spring leaves, abundant flowers. Green Tara is also the goddess of the woodlands. High Aryatara's palace is the Kadara forest, a grove of glomerous figs, trees, banyan, sandalwood, 3,000 fruits, nutmeg and cloves. A pleasant leafy place of flowers open and closed. Among the close-packed trees and fruit, ripe and unripe, there sweetly trickles water with the 8 qualities. Sweet, joyous cries of peacocks, parrots and cuckoos resound. Tigers and leopards run. Stags frolic and bears leap. Jackals sing, monkeys play, and antelope calves suck. Youthful heavenly maidens play music in the woods. In Kadara wood, to the land of Tara, comes homage and praise. On the flower of an emerald lotus from unborn Compassion's lake and moon, fair woman beautiful with the finest of jewels, going with the gait of a goose, looking with elephant's pride, tender with the Buddha's compassion. You show forms at will. Your face is pleasing, a face like the full moon. Your lovely lotus eyes are long, clear, white and black. Your hair is adorned with golden paws and black as bees. In your hands, the 2 truths. Open flowers dispel delusion's darkness. To benefit sentient beings who've fallen into samsara, into the world, in sorrow and lamentation, you rise and live in Kadara forest. O youthful maiden, possessing beauty, who by all means stirs and moves, both in samsara and nirvana. Green Tara in the midst of the natural world. Green Tara is also a deep wisdom goddess, someone we can put our heart's trust in. So I'm going to read now sections from a song of devotion, a song of longing for Tara, the great wise one, by a young Tibetan Lama, written in the mid-19th century. The writer has a great love of Tara. Three infallible jewels of refuge combined in one, Divine Mother, whose nature is compassion. I bow to you from my heart, till I am enlightened Support me, I pray, with the hook of your compassion. I call the jewels as witness, from not just my mouth, but the depth of my inmost heart and bones, I pray. Think of me somewhat. Show me your smiling face. Loving one, grant me the nectar of your speech. Others cheat us with their made-up teachings, selling Dharma for money that's marked by impermanence, proclaiming ignorance knowledge, puffed up with pride. Through the 8 worldly dharmas, gurus great and small sometimes mislead us. I go to you, my Guru, my deity and protector, my refuge, dwelling, food, wealth, friends and all, everything whatever I wish you are. So make me accomplish everything easily. Let me stop also my present stubborn mind and rouse the compassion that even on coming to give 1,000,000,000 times for every being's sake, my body and life tires not. Inspire me in this way. The uprooter of samsara's maker, self-grasping, the deep middle way so hard to understand, avoiding all errors and extremes. Pure right view, please inspire me to realize it. Wishing for sentient beings' sake to win Buddhahood, let me not think for a moment of my own pleasure, but dedicating all virtues to beings and doctrine. Perfect my renounced Bodhi mind, inspire me thus. Rich in great Tara's treasures, in her faith and the rest, let me become the best of Buddha's sons, able to keep the smallest precept taught by the conquerors, the great Buddhas. Never contemptuous of it, inspire me thus. Whether I'm happy or troubled, whether things go well or badly for me, whatever I do, you know about it, Venerable Tara. So think of me lovingly, my only mother. Myself and all the beings with hopes of me, I offer to you, Venerable Tara. Make us your own, and to the highest pure land, make us go quickly, with no births intervening. Reciting this at morning, noon and night, and bearing in mind, Venerable Tara, let all sentient beings with hopes of me be born in whatever pure land they desire. May every member of the precious 3 jewels, especially the Venerable Mother, Green Tara, compassionate natured, look after me till I reach the point of enlightenment, letting me conquer quickly the 4 delusions, the 4 maras. So that's a very devotional hymn to Green Tara, full of great feeling. At the end of it, there's a little few sentences. If you recite this morning, noon, and night, as long as you live, not just from your mouth, but from the depths of your innermost heart and bones, with your consciousness penetrating its inner meaning each time you recite it, Venerable Tara will take care of you, and you will see her face. No hindrance can harm you, and your intentions will be fulfilled. The Buddhas and their offspring also will be pleased and will take care of you, making effort in the 21 homages. And this practice, realize, Venerable Tara, this is my heartfelt speech, and quite certain. So just staying with the blue sky, with this sense of the love of green Tara, an expression of the compassion of the Buddhas, which is always there. We just have to be open to it. Just chant the mantra again, and just having a sense of these different aspects of green Tara. A beautiful goddess deep in the blue sky. Goddess of the woods, of nature, of life, helping, and also a figure of great devotion. Someone who could be deeply our friend. Om Tare Ture Swaha. 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 So just staying with the blue sky if you can, just a sense of stillness, quiet, tranquility, peace. So I'm just going to ring the bell just to mark the end, but I'm not quite finished yet. So I'm just going to read something not from the Buddhist tradition. It's from Dante, known as the Divine Comedy. It's from the last section, the last paradise, which is full of the most amazing images of light and beauty. And Dante is being guided by Beatrice, who becomes a wisdom goddess. And I'm just going to read some verses, it's about 30 lines. And there's a sense of, I find a connection between them, between Green Tara and the beauty of Beatrice and what Beatrice does for Dante, who's following her. So I'll just read this. I saw Beatrice. She turned round, facing left, her eyes raised to the sun. No eagle ever could stare so fixed and straight into such light. As one descending ray of light will cause a second to rise back up again. Just as a pilgrim yearns to go back home, so, like a ray, her act poured through my eyes into my mind and gave rise to my own. I stared straight at the sun as no man could. In that first place, first created for mankind, much more is granted to the human senses than ever was allowed from them here on earth. I could not look for long, but my eyes saw the sun enclosed in blazing sparks of light, like molten iron as it pours from the fire. And suddenly, it was as if one day shone on the next, as if one who could had decked the heavens with a second sun. And Beatrice stood there, her eyes fixed on the eternal spheres, entranced, and now my eyes withdrawn from high were fixed on her. Gazing at her, I felt myself become what Glaucus had become, tasting the herb that transformed him like the other sea gods there. Transhumanize. It cannot be explained in words. So let this example serve until God's grace grants the experience. Whether it was the last created part of me alone that rose, O sovereign love, you know whose light it was that lifted me. When the great sphere that spins, yearning for you eternally, captured my mind with strains of harmony, tempered and tuned by you. I saw a great expanse of heaven ablaze with the sun's flames. Not all the rains and rivers on earth could ever make a lake so wide. The revelation of this light, this sound, inflamed me with such an eagerness to learn their cause as I had never felt before. So I just made a connection with the beauty inspired by a goddess. So we'll just sit for a few more minutes, and then we'll end the meditation.
Well, thanks very much, Buddhashanti.
So,
Yeah, that was
hope that
amazing.
made.
Yeah, that was
No,
amazing. Go on.
no, I was just saying that I hope that gave a sense of Tara.
Yeah. It really came through your kind of deep connection with literature, with all the with Tara in all the different forms,
Yeah,
and also
thank
with
you.
Western literature. That's the peak in a way of Western literature. The things like Dante's Inferno. And all
Yeah,
that,
that's right. Yeah,
yeah. So it's
yeah.
great to
Well,
hear that.
it was a parrot, but Dante is known. People think of the Inferno, but there are two other sections. There's the Purgatory, and then there's Paradise, and their Paradise is just incredible.
Mm.
He must have had deep visionary experiences. So I just wanted to sort of draw a parallel between them.
Yeah. Great.
Mm.
Well, yeah, thanks very much for that. Yeah, it's really brilliant. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
good.
All right.
So we end now. Oh, good. Well, thanks, Marbodi. Thanks for inviting me. I've really appreciated your invitation. And doing this and joining with you. In the morning. Yeah.
Maybe we could join in other groups of other order members. We could have you back again.
Yeah. You're doing great work. Yeah. Good. All right then.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye.